Seagulls are awake. Good morning. I think we got up at like 4 because we're crazy. Yeah, but look at this, guys. We'll go the other way. Not that you can really see, but peaceful morning. There's clouds at nuts though. In the distance, can stay in the distance. But,
where are you going?
That way to the hut, I reckon, to make most of it. Cause you got your new camera with you?
Yeah.
You got a Z8 with you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you got a Z8. Cool.
So RX10 boy here today. Actually, can't believe how light my bag is. So with the RX10 Mini 4 Pro and the Pocket 3, it weighs hardly anything. It's amazing. And then Chris, what have you got? You just bought a new one.
S5 II. I'm going to get the Z8, but yeah, I bought the S5 II for now.
And Terry's got
Terry's
got a Z8, so quite a nice little selection of cameras today.
My S5 for the second version.
Yeah.
We've added space detector to it.
Cool. Right, we'll see you down there somewhere.
I'll do it. I'm in amateur, so. Oh, okay.
And this is why it's worth getting up early. Not necessarily every day, but if you love what we love, as in getting up, using the cameras and just being out, especially with the nature and wildlife and beautiful scenery and things like that, you know, either be on your own or with mates, a group of people or whatever, just do it. It's worth it, especially with a sunrise like that, calm weather, and it was just well worth getting up early in the morning just for this sort of view. Absolutely beautiful. Apparently Terry's found seals. Not sure where. Where?
Middle post in water.
Oh yeah.
The red thing on top, it just died down there.
Oh. They always run away when we go near. Run away? Swim?
Swim away, yeah.
That's a shot and a half. Morning! Look at that. Little chug boat. Right, so I'm not going to put in any photos from Terry or Chris because I'll put their Instagram links in and you can go and have a look, see what they've posted up there. Chris has got a YouTube channel as well, and he may put a video up as well, so I'll put the link in the description as well. But these are some of the shots from the RX10 that I've taken. I did it on auto ISO. I rarely use auto ISO, but in a situation like this where the light was changing quite quickly due to the sun rising, that's why I used it on, and it was somewhere anywhere between ISO 100 and ISO 2000, depending on what I was doing. Yes, I've incorporated some noise reduction if I needed to, but most of the time the shots are as is, leveled up slightly and cropped slightly just to make sure they're level, and maybe just to give me a little bit of a nicer, more attractive looking image with a bit of a cropping as well. So yeah, really pleased on what the camera does, and I had neglected it quite a bit when I got the A6700 and a few other bits and pieces. I wasn't really using it, but this really makes sense. Yes, the camera is old. Yes, it's not as intelligent as the new stuff, but I'll tell you what, it still produces amazing images. It's still fast, and it's still capturing birds in flight very easily, even with the light that wasn't that bright at the time, but it was still keeping up with fast moving birds. No trouble whatsoever. No, we haven't got eye autofocus with birds, but in flight or anything like that, but it still works very well, even holding on to that image there. And that's a huge cropping actually. It's not that sharp on the face or anything like that. It's on its wingtip, it focused. So that is its downside compared to the Z8 or the A1 or the S2 or S5 II, sorry. This was cool though, and this is where the RX10 had a massive advantage. You got Terry and Chris using like 150 to 500s or 600s from Sigma, and their minimum focal distance is a couple of meters, but the RX10 at 600 can do it at 72 centimeters, so you can get really close to things. So it's really, really good for things like that snail. Rabbit sitting in the sun there, just giving itself a clean. Blackbird there, pecking at the apples, I think, doing something anyway, having a bit of breakfast. I mean, it was still before 6 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, really, really good. Really pleased with how the camera is performing. And the other benefit as well is the fact you can do shots like this, 600mm, still with a bit of a crop in, and then go wide angle, where the guys literally were kind of stuck with their big lenses on, and I could still do more wide angle stuff if I wanted to, like landscape and things like that, without having to change lenses. So that was a massive advantage, and quickly as well. So, you know, if something came like a boat or something like that, I could go, oh, back it right out, or zoom right in as it was coming from further away and then back out. Shot here, and this is where it's focusing absolutely fine, and you know, there's not necessarily needed eye autofocus, just small spot, boom, on a static bird like that, it was absolutely fine. So yeah, really, really good. This was the first shot of the day, actually, this one here. That was actually shot at ISO 6400. It was still pretty dark. So with noise reduction, I'm pretty impressed with it. So that just shows you what you can do now with that little sensor, fast lens, and a little bit of noise reduction in post later on. Terry praying or just taking the shot, not really sure what he was doing, but he's got a nice iced coffee in his bag there, just so you know. And the old bunkers and the stuff in the background. Me trying to remember to keep my horizons nice and level, especially when it's water. Chris there playing with a new camera. I really like this shot because it's lit his back, and you've got the fluffy clouds in the background, the lens and everything. It just looks kind of cool. I think quite like it as a sort of a photographer's portrait as such. Obviously can't see his face that well, but as a shot I quite like it. That boat coming in, RX4, so it's not RX10 but it's RX4, and that was coming down the estuary. And if you go out onto my channel, you'll be able to see the video of it coming in. So I flew the drone next to it and got some quite cool footage of it as well, so I'm going to check that out. Went black and white with these because I just think it looks cool, and it suits that kind of era of the concrete and the Second World War pillboxes and things like that, so it kind of works. And the moody clouds in the background as well. The famous red hut of Rye on the estuary, it's been there I don't know how long. I remember it my whole life, so I presume it's been there for longer than that. So, and just like the old bits of wood, the old groins or whatever that were a bit smashed up, that's what I'm talking about, going slightly wide angle very quickly with the boat there, shooting a bit of a silhouette shot, and still keeping the water level, but it just shows that post is actually wonky as anything. And yeah, so it was quite cool. I'm trying to get the sun in the shot. Now I did a burst shoot as you could hear back earlier in the video, and then obviously it went out, but trying to get diagonally the pebbles there just to give it some shape and triangular sort of depth to the image. So back to the turn of some sort. This is a huge crop in, so basically you can see clearer what the image looks like. And yeah, you can see the previous one was the actual full-size image, uncropped or anything like that. So just gives you a little bit of a view into how sharp things are. This one here, you can see here the eyes aren't brilliant. It's more on the wing, so that's just its down disadvantage of the camera being not quite as intelligent as the modern stuff, but it still works very, very well. A couple of old boats in the sort of docking area with where they keep the boats and everything in the harbour section. I desaturated a little bit, that was all, and just to reduce the colours a little bit, so a little bit vibrant. And looking up the estuary there from right down, maybe a mile, I suppose, and just the reflections were nice, and the clouds and everything like that, and it just really added just a nice view. And the ripples there down the left hand side. Mr. Jackdaw just looking at me there, bit of a crop in, and it just works really. It's quite nice. He's got really pretty eyes, and he's just sitting there looking at me. Don't know what this is called. As everyone knows that I'm not brilliant at the birds' names unless it's something obvious like a buzzard or something like that. But these, it's a wader bird with a long pokey nose or beak. He was really nicely lit by the sun there, and I've just gone triangular with the mud there, and this shot here again with the bird there, just shooting through the flowers just to add some extra colours, and it complements his yellow on his wing. So yeah, it was quite cool. And then onto a little bit of video clips here. So this is where the clear image zoom comes in handy, and that was Chris actually nudging me as he walked past me with his lens. As you can see there, it's just kind of cool. And this is how close you can get. The clear image zoom in 4K it just shows how close you can get to stuff. There you go. It's so usable. It's so good. And yeah, it's just, you can see that I've added a little bit of stabilization because I'm wandering all over the place. It's quite difficult to hold, but you can see there it's pretty stable. Well, until I do that. And then we saw this seal again. He followed us sort of down the river and just popped up right in front of us. So I just thought, well, I'll video it quick. And it's pretty cool. He's just obviously out for a bit of breakfast, looking for some fish. Then he sort of disappeared, and yeah, that was it. So yeah, let me know what you think of the video. And here's a little clip of the boat coming in down the estuary, and then if you want to go and check out the whole video that I put together briefly, it's like a minute and a bit long, with a bit of music. It's quite cool to see, especially in 4K. It just shows you the Mini 4 Pro, sort of what it can do. It's really cool. So anyway, I shall see you soon for another video, and take care. Bye.